Here we are again.
Here we are again.
Scratching my beard. You think they can hear that?
Depends on how close you are to the mic.
Yeah. That was pretty close.
Anyway, welcome back, y'all, to another episode of This Mess.
You call me messy now?
I said this mess. I wasn't calling you messy.
Mm-hmm. Say what you mean.
I mean, what you say?
Words have meanings.
Words mean things.
Whatever. We're back here on another Friday. We're about to close out another month. Moving right along. My name is Manolito.
And I'm Shawn.
And we form
The Moss Podcast.
the Moss Podcast. You said we don't always have to do it.
We don't, but why did you come right after me and say it then?
Because I was adding my own sazón, like Bad Bunny says. Pero la falta sazón, batería y reggaetón at Kendall Jenner. Anyways, welcome back to the pod. This week has just been so much fun. How are you doing?
Hell of a leak. I'm good. Wrapping up some projects at work. Just doing the best I can this week. And, times have been trying, but we persevere. How are you?
Everybody I fucking talked to this week has just been an utter pain in the ass. It has not been a good week.
But the weekend's here.
The weekend is here. I just don't understand why people gotta be such assholes when you're trying to help them. Like, is that the new, I know people have always been assholes, but are we just even bigger assholes now after COVID and stuff? I don't.
I mean, most people just don't have common respect or home training. So, yeah, most people are just going to be rude and nasty, even when you're trying to help them, because all they're thinking about is themselves.
I'm just sometimes I just want to reply back and be like, learn how to fucking write an email and write it back, and then I'll respond appropriately. But I can't do that.
No,
because I'll get fired. Anyways, so yes, we're wrapping up April. When does April?
Next week. Monday is May 1st.
May 1st, yeah. Okay. Oh, and then America's favorite holiday is right around the corner. Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, I was like, 4th of July, but I was like, wait, that's a little ways off. Yes, Cinco de Mayo.
Commercialized Cinco de Mayo.
Any holiday where we can drink, that's great for Americans.
I'm just not going to go into that today, but this podcast will be out before May 5th. So to all our friends of the pod that celebrate the true meaning of Cinco de Mayo.
Happy Cinco de Mayo to you.
Happy Cinco de Mayo to you. Yeah. I was going to say something else, but I thought it was my brain processed and it said, don't say that.
Okay. Good.
But yeah, hey, we're here for another weekend. I just want to plan another trip, and you keep side-eyeing me every time I say that.
I haven't side-eyed you.
Yes, you have. You're like, side-eye, where are we going to go?
I mean, where are we going to go? And do you have that much time off?
No, I was planning on working from there.
Oh, well.
And then, enjoy the evening.
Well, it depends on where you want to go.
More to come. More to come. Do you want to jump into the pod today?
Go ahead.
We're going to kick off the issue on the table.
Ha! Didn't say it with you. How does it feel? Just kidding. Just kidding.
You a bitch. That's all I got to say.
What is the issue today?
Oh, no. Bud Light. The Bud Light controversy. Controversy.
Is it a controversy or people just giant
blowing it out of
babies?
proportion.
I mean, there was a transgender woman who they partnered with for a specific thing, and all of y'all got into your feelings.
If you're not from the great country of America and you're listening to us, Bud Light is a beer. If you're not aware, I'm sure. Do they ship that?
I'm sure you can buy Bud Light.
Who would want to
overseas.
drink that shit?
I don't know.
It's so disgusting. No offense to people on the pod who actually listen or drink Bud Light, but it tastes like acid water.
Well, I don't care for beer in general, but
there's
Bud
much
Light,
better beers that I could drink if I wanted to drink a beer. But anyways, so for our friends that might not be aware, Dylan Mulvaney, who is trans, was partnered by Bud Light to do a March Madness giveaway. The video was part of a competition to win $15,000 by sharing a video with a hashtag.
Right.
And in that video, Dylan Mulvaney talked about that while drinking Bud Light, and then sharing that Bud Light sent her a tall can with her face on it to celebrate 365 days.
Right.
Post transition, right?
Yes. So yeah, she was celebrating
4 years a woman.
Yes, that's what she was celebrating.
So that was it. That's what happened.
That's what happened. And then the world was set ablaze.
And in 2 weeks' time, Bud Light became the least profitable company in the United States of America. They lost stocks. They lost distributors. All because a transgender person was tapped to be part of their inclusivity.
Yeah, inclusivity is the bad word.
Yes.
Transgender is also the bad word.
Two bad words.
Two bad words here. And
well, according to them.
I mean, yes, according to them. But in true Not My America fashion, conservatives lost their minds, took to shooting beer cans that they've already purchased. You look so dumb right now.
Oh, it's a Rihanna line.
Yes. I mean, truly, you already gave them your money, and you talking about you boycotting, but like you bought those just to be able to shoot them because they hadn't been open. Most of the people that I saw shooting them or destroying them, it was a brand new 6-pack or 12-pack. So
it was the last $20 they were getting from them.
I don't think you understand what boycott means.
I saw somebody on TikTok going into a store and just throwing all the beers on the floor.
Oh, well, that's vandalism. You should go to jail for that.
I just think it's really funny in that when they say liberals boycott things like Chick-fil-A, when it came out that they sponsor or support anti-LGBTQ things. The gay community was obviously saying boycott. But we didn't go down to the Chick-fil-A and buy a 12-pack of chicken nuggets.
And then throw them in the air.
And then throw them in the air. First of all, Chick-fil-A is expensive as fuck.
Yeah, it's very expensive.
And I'm not throwing these 12 measly nuggets up into the damn ground or the sky because I'm boycotting you. I'm just not going to give you my money.
That's all you gotta do, girl. Just don't give them the money. That's how you boycott. And also, by you posting videos of you shooting or destroying or whatever you did to your Bud Light can, you're also just promoting them.
True. You are creating a sense of promotion.
You're giving them publicity. Whether it's good or bad, people were talking about Bud Light.
At the root of it, I don't understand why we have gone so crazy over this.
Because they have made it their mission to eradicate trans people. They have also made it their mission to make sure that woke and trans and diversity and inclusion all go into the same package. So, guns. That's what we're doing. We're shooting the Bud Lights. The one girl on Twitter in her American flag bikini was shooting Bud Light and shooting her bras and panties, which I guess were from Nike, because Dylan also did a campaign with Nike.
And apparently there's other campaigns such as Maybelline Cosmetics, the best makeup you can get at a CVS. And then MAC are also receiving calls to boycott the brand.
That's fine. You know what? They'll just do what they usually do, which is they'll make some freedom choice makeup for women that is also made by Maybelline and sell that to you for a higher price. Just like they doing with this Bud Light. They got the Freedom Light, is it called?
I don't know what the hell it's called.
Whatever it is. Hey girl, guess what? It's also distributed by Budweiser. So you're really not helping the cause here.
No, I don't think that's factual. It is brewed by a liberal company though.
Okay.
But it's not Anheuser-Busch.
Anyway,
it's a private packager in the state of Illinois.
Okay. Maybe I do remember that it does cost like $20 for like a 6-pack. And people were like, you are dumb if you buy this beer over buying any other beer.
Right. I mean, expand your horizon. There's much better beers out there.
Much better.
Than Bud Light.
But I mean, their demographic is their demographic.
Yeah, I did find it interesting that Bud Light approached this campaign, not because I think it shouldn't have happened. The demographics of that particular beer company skews to the right.
Yes. And from what I have read on what happened, they have or had, I don't know if she's still there, a new...
Oh no, they fixed the issue by just firing everybody.
A new marketing manager who wanted to bring in a younger demographic because at some point, all these wonderful people who drink Bud Light or who have alcoholism or whatever will die, and you will need more people to drink Bud Light. So reaching out to an influencer who has over, I forgot how many followers?
Millions. Is
what most brands do. Influencers are the new celebrities. They have the youth. They have Gen Z. They know how to use TikTok and Instagram to get the younger generation to want to either buy these brands, drink these brands, whatever, get into their ecosystem. And yeah, I mean, from a marketing perspective, it is a good idea if you want to get more or younger people to use your product. I don't know necessarily that it was the right partnership, knowing their demographic, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, only time will tell if their investment will pay off. Like, will it attract a new audience to their beer? But when I think about the youth and their beer drinking, they tend to like more crafts, IPA type of beers.
True.
Which Bud Light is not.
Right.
So I don't know if it'll really solve the intended issue there or what they were trying to accomplish. I mean, bottom line is inclusivity should not create controversy.
But that's all it's done.
Right.
The past 2 years.
Like including a person of color, Little Mermaid, including a trans person in a campaign. Like it's not supposed to be controversy. It's supposed to be a reflection of the people that live in the United States of America.
Yeah.
But in turn, we create controversy. And it starts from the top with all the rhetoric the extreme folks have been feeding everyone for, I don't know what, the last 7 years.
Yeah.
That's what happens now. We just, a trans person. I want to put myself 8 years ago and think, what if a trans person did an ad for Bud Light? Would it had the same results?
I don't think it would be the same as today, just because we are more politically charged today to be aware and sensitive when it is either a person of color or a trans person or a gay person. They are more inclined to retaliate against it just because of where we are right now.
Right. So as I think through this, I'm like, I applaud the partnership. It was way overdue. But then knowing the political space we're in right now, knowing the hatred there is for the trans community, was it the right time for Bud Light to do it?
This comes at a time where I feel like a lot of corporations are feeling like, what do I do? Like, you want to be inclusive. Well, some of you want to be inclusive. You want to be diverse, and you want to show that because you're proud of it. But then on the other hand, you have conservatives who then will call you woke for just being diverse. Like, diversity isn't supposed to be a bad thing. We're supposed to be diverse. We're supposed to have people see themselves in whatever brand it is. Black people should be able to see themselves in Nike. So should white people. So should trans people. Like, it should be for everybody. And I don't see why y'all have a problem if a Black person has a campaign or is the face of whatever. Why is that an issue? So should everything just be white? Would you have an issue with that then?
I mean, I know people of color would. I don't know about our white friends that think that way. I think, I am careful with placing race because, not all white people are against us.
Oh no, I know there's ones out there that are allies and realize what those extreme conservatives are doing is wrong.
Right. If anything, I think that's where people sometimes feel uncomfortable. It's not whether we talk about slavery in schools or not. It's just you're making all of us look bad.
Right.
With your rhetoric from a very small percentage of the population. So it's disheartening to see. I applaud Bud Light for taking on that. I just question the timing on it. Dylan has been silent since it's happened. I think she recently talked this week about the controversy.
Did. What she said, she posted a video on Instagram and was, saying why she was quiet. She didn't really want to be in the back and forth of it all. She just wanted people to see her for her. And if she was like, if you know me, then you know that I'm campy. Like, that's just my personality. I mean, she's in Broadway and theater. Like, that's just her. And I remember going to the original video, reading the comments, and people were, of course, being people. The internet is trash. But saying that, is this what you think real women act like? And just a bunch of very hurtful, stupid comments.
What the hell does that mean?
Because it's the same old argument that they all make that trans women are not real women. And so the way that she was acting in the video is, of course, her character, because she was doing an ad for fucking March Madness. Right. So I think she was playing like a woman who didn't understand sports, or how, like, it could be like a Saturday Night Live skit, right, if anything. But this isn't her in real life. That's not how she acts in real life.
It's so childish.
Anyway, so just a short little thing. She was like, I'm struggling to understand the need to dehumanize and to be cruel. I don't think that's right. dehumanization has never fixed anything in history ever. And I agree with her. Like, that is all. At the end of the day, I don't understand these people. If you don't like transgender people or you don't understand a transgender person, I still don't understand why you don't treat that person with kindness and respect, because at the end of the day, that's still a human being.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to agree with a trans person or an LGBT, anybody in the LGBT community, but you should still respect them and treat them as a kind human as you would expect to be treated, and just move on. Like, there's no reason to be bashing everybody.
No.
And, my concern is for her, and what is like, is the intensity going to grow on her safety now?
I mean, I feel like most transgender people look that way. Look at it that way. I understand that she has a bigger spotlight on her, but just the political climate that we are in today, with a lot of trans people wonder if they will even survive, just because of how many laws there are that strip away their rights, especially to healthcare.
Yeah. I mean, our conversation today is around Bud Light, but it's beyond the conversation of Bud Light. It's put the spotlight on how this country, if we didn't have a clear picture already, how this country truly feels about the trans community.
Right. And they may be the first domino to fall, but they won't be the last, because once they come for them and they get their way, they will come for the gays next. Mm-hmm. It is.
I mean, there's states already actively trying to nullify gay marriage.
Yes. But it won't stop there. They will just continue to strip rights away until there's nobody left to fight for whatever your group or organization is.
Right. I think we said it on a couple of pods ago. It started with abortion. We knew, and even though everybody argued that abortion would not be the catalyst that would create the domino effect, was stupid to say that, because when Roe versus Wade was thrown out, that opened the gates for other laws, and these laws that restrict or take away the LGBTQ community. So, Bud Light, it shouldn't be a controversy. It's childish. I respect your position to boycott. Yeah, anybody can boycott, right?
Yeah.
We boycotted Papa John's because he fucked with President Obama.
For years, so, I boycotted Papa John's.
But I didn't go over there and buy pieces and throw it against their faces or whatever.
That's dumb.
Like, the best boycott is not giving your money.
It's just like when y'all were burning masks because you didn't want to wear a mask. That was dumb too, because you just bought a whole box of fucking masks.
I forgot about that.
It was so dumb.
It's just, this brings to light the bigger issue that is this country and its hatred for people that are different. And hatred is not a strong word. I think it's beyond appropriate.
Oh no, it's the right word.
Yeah, like some people may say, like, oh, hate is a strong word. No, it is hatred for people who are different. Like, this ad gives you 100% clear. Like, if you need a case study on the hatred, here's one. The Bud Light controversy is a good one, because now people have lost their jobs for being inclusive. Now you got big wigs trying to ring it all in, and who knows what they're saying behind closed doors about said communities. So, I mean, this is a case study of what the hatred is that lives in this country right now.
This all makes me wonder, when it is Pride time, what corporations are going to do, because we know that a majority of corporations love to turn their logo into a rainbow, love to show up at Pride, love to have run a commercial with some gays in it. So
I got a whole damn bank flag in the office with the rainbow colors.
I am just wondering what June is going to be like, because it's Pride Month, and are corporations actually going to still support the LGBTQ, or are they going to just toe the line and remain silent?
It'll be just scroll through LinkedIn. We'll see.
Because then, like, who are y'all gonna boycott everybody?
I don't know. I mean, and it's not like something new. It's been done now for many years.
Right. And I know that some of them are pandering to the gays.
I would say 90% of them are pandering to the gay community.
But it will be interesting to see which ones still go full out for pride.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's a greater, this controversy just brings a greater issue to, or more light, I think. Not that I think it needed any more light, or maybe you and I just live in the community and are consistently under the frame of it.
I mean, I feel like every week there is some legislation that is just appalling that hurts that community.
I don't know. I don't know where we're headed. There was a restaurant here in Florida that actually pulled its Bud Light from the shelves. The owner said it's because he disagrees with the brand's recent partnership with the popular transgender influencer, which goes against, ready for it, his religious beliefs.
Stop blaming things that you don't care for on your religion. Stop it. Stop doing that. That's not how that works. Don't do it.
He said, here, let me read this quote.
Oh my God.
It gives me much pleasure to read it. It is true we made this decision to remove Bud Light because of their support of something that is in direct opposition to our biblical faith. Our decision was made with many, many tears for this circumstance.
Girl, bye.
And what we see as corporate greed and a deeper spiritual reality coming upon this world. And scene.
So, to the people that blame things that they don't like on their religion, like there's plenty of corporations out here that you buy things from every day and you have no idea what they stand for. You have no idea what they give money to. You don't have no idea what they support. You don't. They could be doing some unethical thing that is against your religion, but you still buy products for them because you have no clue about it. It annoys me so much when people do that because you're just using it as a scapegoat to be a bigot.
Well, religion's used to do that all the time.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
But these are the same people that are supposed to show love to everyone and be loving and being embracing because that is the way that Christ was. Y'all don't follow the practice of Christ. You don't do that.
I mean, in their heads, they do.
Girl. Yeah, also in their heads, Jesus is a white man with blue eyes that came down.
I just don't get, like, in direct opposition to our biblical faith. A beer, because one trans person did a video.
It's not like they put trans blood in the beer.
Lord have mercy. Somebody sent me, I think it was Julia, a friend of the pod, sent me a video. The guy was hilarious. He was, I don't know if it was really his accent. He had a very deep country accent. And he was like, I don't know what y'all are so scared of. A giant pecker just gonna come out that can, pop you in the mouth. I was almost died listening to that. But it's like, essentially, like, it doesn't matter. Like, I try to put it back to things that have been important to me when I've boycotted. There was a time I boycotted Chick-fil-A. And I think about why I did it. And then I think it back to the Bud Light controversy, but I can't quantify them as the same. Because the Chick-fil-A one is literally them donating money to companies that want to eradicate, and maybe that's a strong word, the LGBTQ community. Versus the Bud Light one was just a person doing an ad for the beer.
That's it.
Wasn't killing it. Wasn't it turning? It wasn't going to be try our new Bud Tea Translite. Like, no, it is still Bud Light. It is still brewed the same. It is the same liquid. So I have a hard time, like, when they say the liberals boycott everything, I'm like, but those two boycotts are different. Like, this one is giving money to eradicate us. This one was just literally doing a spot, an ad for them on social media, which is what most people do nowadays. And that's where you're going to grab your younger audience.
I don't get it.
So I was trying to quantify that in my head because I'm like, maybe I'm being dramatic about this. Maybe I could understand the controversy, but I don't. Second of all, back to this man in Florida. If you are in business and you gonna remove one motherfucking product off your line that brings you money, you ain't a good business owner. That's all I got to say. Because I interview people that were going into the restaurant. Yes, there were some that were, yeah, whoa, fuck yeah, America. I support that. And then there were some like, oh, Bud Light's my drink of beer. It's a shame they're not going to carry it now. So it's like, you're still fragmenting your audience. This is going to pass over. I eat at Chick-fil-A now. I'm sorry. Chicken nuggets. Their grilled ones are so good. And the waffle fries. Anyways. This will blow over.
It will. Just like most things that people get upset about. It blows over because something else happens.
I just don't know what Bud Light's going to do. Obviously, they put out an ad that was all about America and the horses and blah, blah, blah. You know, the Clydesdales or whatever they're called. Trying to erase this. But I'm like, why can't you appease different demographics? Like,
yeah, why can't you? I don't understand. I don't understand the hurt in it. It wasn't, first of all, it was a fucking Instagram, TikTok ad. It wasn't on national TV. Her face is not on the cans.
No.
It doesn't make any sense to me. But then again, you can't make sense out of nonsense.
Ooh, that's going to be on a shirt one day.
And speaking of which, I just want to throw in this little tidbit because it's related. Mm-hmm. I just do not understand how Caitlyn Jenner, and yes, I know.
Fuck her. She can go to fucking... Actually, no. She can't go to hell either. She can go to purgatory and live there for the rest of her fucking life.
I don't understand how she had an issue with Dylan doing a Nike ad when she herself did one. And then says, as someone that grew up in the awe of what Phil Knight did, it's a shame to see such an iconic American company go so woke. We can be inclusive, but not at the expense of the mass majority of people, and have some decency while being inclusive. This is an outrage. I don't understand those words because words mean things in the order that she put them in and the things that she is referring to. I don't get why you're mad at Dylan.
Okay. You know how I feel about her.
I know how you feel about Caitlyn Jenner. You know how I feel about Caitlyn Jenner.
She is an awful representation of the trans community. She is hurting the trans community more than she is helping it. She's always in opposition of brands that are inclusive of trans people.
Right. But I don't understand because you are trans. Like,
she went on Fox News talking about trans people should not play sports. Like, I don't know. She's the biggest fucking... Okay, bring it down, man.
So, equality should not trump inclusivity. But if we're being equal...
That trans person deserves the spot just as much as a straight person.
Right. She said the difference between men and women are real and are a good thing. It doesn't make trans people a bad thing either. Why is it so black and white with the radical rainbow mafia? Rainbow mafia is kind of funny, but not really. But you are talking out the side of your mouth and doing a whole nother thing because you did a whole fucking Nike spread, girl. You did, just like Dylan did. So I don't understand why you coming at her when it was okay for you to do it as a trans woman.
You hear that? That's the door of privilege. She's a privileged trans person that can go on there and say stupid shit when she wants because she will always be fine because she has money.
Of course.
Meanwhile, the rest of the fucking community pays for her fucking words. I hate her. Hate her. Hate her. I may hate her more than Taylor Swift. Because the damage that she put so much damage into the community because the radical right and extremists will always use her words against the trans community.
Yeah. Which, again, I know it doesn't make sense because she is a trans woman. And if anything, should be trying to help the community that she is a part of. But I understand that she is in a category by herself because she is a rich transgender woman.
Self-indulged, entitled bitch, like the rest of her family. Sorry.
Sure. I'm not talking about the Kardashians, but yes. That I just wanted to bring that up because that was another ad that involved Dylan, and the controversy is, once again, it's just dumb. It's just dumb. It's just dumb. It's so dumb.
Like in her line of equality, what?
Equality
shouldn't trump
inclusivity. Yes.
I don't even understand what that means.
It's fine. Words mean things, and those
because
don't go together.
We should applaud when we can represent anybody and everybody.
I agree.
On brands. Like, my brain hurts. Did I say this about Kid Rock?
Oh, God. He's the one that really started the whole bullshit.
He did start it, like the big bitch that he's always been. Kid Rock goes on IG and says, fuck Bud Light and fuck Anheuser-Busch. Have a terrific day. Then he started putting up his middle finger like a true American at the camera. Then he picks up his MP5 machine gun and starts shooting at the Bud Light.
The Bud Light he already purchased and paid for.
Well, it all looked like new packages to me.
Again, y'all gave them... they don't understand what boycott means. I'm convinced. You don't. You could have simply printed out a Bud Light and put it on one of those Target things you do at the shooting range and did that. That would have been cheaper for you. But no, y'all went ahead and paid the money at the grocery store, and then you set up your little camera, and then you did your little speech, and then you shot with your little gun because that made you feel better. Also, you wasted ammunition. But, you know.
It's also, expensive.
I mean, if you ain't got nothing better to do with your money, especially you, Kid Rock, you should probably be saving yours. No shade.
I haven't done that in a minute.
Y'all just don't understand what boycott means, and that's cool. That's fine.
I apologize for my language. I cannot. When there's people, it's like radical. It's like, what are they called? The gay Republicans, the log
cabin.
I don't get that either.
I don't get it either.
I don't get it. It's just, those things infuriate my brain because it's like they are literally fighting against you, and you're for it. Do you think that once we cross that threshold of all the laws that could potentially do damage to the LGBT community, they're going to embrace you at the end of the day?
Nah, girl, they're gonna smile in your face and kick you right out the door.
That, I don't get it. I don't get it. So I think it's time to close. Are you good? I think we've talked this out. I think it's time to close the issue on the table because I'm about to fly and I don't know what I'm saying.
Okay.
Just, gosh, it pisses me the fuck off.
It's fine. Let's just close the door.
All right, the door is closed. That's Nene Leaks would say on Atlanta House. The door is closed. It is time to bring back our corners this week.
Yay, corner time.
And so pack your bags and we're just going to mosey on over to Shawn's corner.
Oh, I'm going first.
Yeah.
Well, come on down to my corner, y'all.
Step into my world.
That is not my intro music. Thank you. All right, y'all. So today I'm going to I'm going to talk about why you need to take a break.
Take a break.
Exactly.
Go away with us for the summer. Let's go upstate.
We're not doing all that, but we will be taking a break.
Okay.
We love Hamilton here. If you didn't know, now you know. See what I did there? Anyway.
I saw what you did there.
So I'm just going to talk about 5 steps and why they are important.
This chair is very crinkly. Sorry.
We live currently in a world where we are bombarded by news every fucking day, on the hour. Something different has happened. Someone has shot someone for doing something stupid, or someone has shot somebody for doing something a normal person would do on an average day.
Somebody was blowing their driveway.
I'm sorry, they were wetting.
They had the blower in the driveway, and the man had an argument with him and he shot him in the head.
Yeah, that's America. And it can be overwhelming to the point where you just get fed up with hearing the news. It has happened here recently where every day there is something new about DeSantis and Disney going at each other's throats. And it just gets to a point where like you just want to shut down. So I'm going to talk about 5 steps that you can take to help you take a break from the news and also from social media, because social media can also be draining.
Step 1.
So first step, you're going to establish a self-check norm and set limits on access to media. What you want to do is to check in with yourself before you access any news or social media. And what does that mean?
I thought you were going to say nudes.
Oh my God. That just means to check what your mental state is before you start scrolling. Are you anxious? Are you depressed? Are you at an overwhelmed point? Is your anxiety really high? Maybe it's not the best time to scroll the CNN feed.
I do that with social media. I'm like, what is my head at? Oh, am I jumping to your next number?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's good. That is what you're supposed to do. You want to create a habit of checking in with yourself before accessing news sources. That can go a long way toward maintaining a sense of emotional balance. And lastly, in this first step, you want to pre-choose specific times to check the news each day. That's a good way to make sure that you're not tempted to constantly be scrolling or, just mindlessly scrolling and seeing something that could upset your emotional state, whatever that state is. Number 2, set specific times to take breaks and stick to them. We can set alarms. You can ask a friend to hold you accountable. Most apps on your phone now, or most phones, come with a timer that can set times on some apps like
well-being
Instagram.
App.
Yes, well-being. Gives you an allotted amount of time a day to spend on the app. And then after that, app goes bye-bye.
You should have a look.
Number 3, at least once a day, commit to stepping away from all media, everything. It's easy to think that only current events and news stories can stress us out, but that's not true. The reality is that social media also correlates with a higher incidence of anxiety and depression. It can cause both. So step away just means to switch to something else, do something else. That'll go into step number 4. What you want to do is invest in, or have something on hand to keep you occupied, to keep your mind occupied. You can do a balance board. You can play with Legos. You can do some
Candy Crush.
Yeah. You can do Candy Crush. It's something that takes your mind away from social medias, the news, everything that's happening. This offers something for our hands and mind to engage in while we're doing the hard work of stepping away from our devices. And that's a good idea because we're all on our devices all day, most of us.
Some more than others.
Mm-hmm. Shade. Anyway. And then for the ultimate impact, Get outside or go to an open window during your break. Move around, get some fresh air. Movement helps calm Movement helps calm the central nervous system, which is on high alert during time of cultural distress. So seeing something in the news or on social media that aggravates you or makes you angry, like put it down, go outside, get some air, take a walk.
Unless you have allergies.
Well, don't do it during allergy season, I guess. And lastly, number 5, get some perspective. The news is constantly changing, right?
Yes.
Every day there is some new thing to either worry about. There's some new legislation being passed that could affect you and your family. Some states are becoming crazy with the things that they are passing as laws. Florida. And you can feel hopeless at times. But just taking 30 minutes away from all the devices and updates and all of that, and just give yourself grace and time to just meditate or be with yourself. But that also can give you perspective in taking in new information and help you process it a lot better than if you're constantly stressed about it or anxious about it. So there's a helpful article that I used to get these 5 steps, which I will put in the show notes. It is a really good article. I advise everyone to go check it out and read it and maybe take 1 or 2 of these steps and put it into your daily life and see how it changes your well-being. That's my corner.
I'm a strong advocate for walking.
Yes, it really does help change your mental
state. It really does. I wasn't able to do it today because it was raining.
But you did it at lunchtime.
Wasn't long enough.
Okay.
It's okay. I will live. I made it to the end.
What's your corner?
Oh, I don't know. Just come on down over here. And we'll talk about it when you get here. Oh, wow. That was fast. I don't know that I'm ready at all for my corner today. Okay, I got it. I'm just playing it. I did think about this. That was me acting because, I'm applying to a couple roles.
In what?
It is top secret right now. I cannot talk that because we're in the negotiations.
Oh, but it's not OnlyFans.
But it rhymes with Marv.
What the hell rhymes with Marv?
Superheroes.
I get that you're trying to make a Marvel reference, but
I didn't say that. I did not say that.
You said what? You said it rhymes with Marv. Marvel rhymes with Marv.
I'm gonna need you to not do that.
Go ahead, do your corner. I'm gonna be quiet.
Okay, thank you. And just in case you're wondering, no, I am not in negotiations with any Marvel. But if they would love to use my voice and they just run along this, I can definitely quit my job and go work for you full time. Okay.
All right.
If my boss hears this, I will give you enough notice before I leave. So my corner this week is about our choice of voting here in the United States of America.
Okay.
We all know Papa Biden has told us he is going to run for another 4 years in the White House with Kamala Harris. And I knew the opposition to this was going to be great. And I just want to remind the few people that listen to this podcast that it was sometime in 2016.
It was 2016.
Okay, so our producer has confirmed it was 2016. Because if you do 2016 plus 4, it's 2020. So what I was going to say was it was 2016 where a privileged person known as former Senator Hillary Clinton, former Secretary of State, said, in not so many words, a vote for him will create madness in this country that will be unstoppable. I say this to remind all my friends that a new election is upon us. And I'm already hearing anybody but Joe. And let us remind us what 2016 got us when we said anybody but Hillary. It has gotten us the last 7 years of pure and utter chaos in our country. Was racism still alive in 2016? Yes. Was there still hate for the LGBTQ community? Yes. Was it amplified at the level that we are today? No. Were your rights taken away from reproductive rights? That was also happening in the last 7 years. Like, the whole point of my corner today is you have a right to vote whoever the hell you want to vote for. It is your right. But when we start saying anybody but Joe, we're literally saying a vote for the extreme is what's going to happen. And if you want more of the last 7 years, because unfortunately, Papa Biden has not been able to calm some of these people down because they're crazy and people keep voting them back in. But he has at least tried his darnest to protect as much as he can under his rule of law. You know, he can't overturn the Supreme Court, right? So please think clearly when you're thinking about voting and who you want to support. Obviously, support who you want, but if you are an ally of any community of color, anybody who is different, a vote that is not for the right person on that ballot could mean even worse laws if the wrong person gets in the White House. One who has already said he will make it a law to get rid of trans people, essentially, Mr. Trump.
Yeah, essentially, it's basically genocide because he said that he would wipe away like all. You can't transition whether you're a child or an adult.
Yeah. And I'm sure Ron DeSantis would have something even more extreme if he were to be elected. So that's all I want to say. Think critically, please. I know Papa John's. I know Papa Biden might not be exciting and riveting as President Obama was, but we have to think about what is going to somewhat be a buffer for communities that are different. Because we said, this will never happen, and it has been happening, and it will continue to happen.
And get worse.
And worse, if we empower the extreme.
And also, just to piggyback off of that, just because the things that they are doing right now doesn't affect you directly, doesn't mean that one day they won't pass something extreme that will affect you.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that they have already stripped rights away from, they won't be there to help you. Nobody will be there to help you.
No.
So we need to help everyone because none of us are truly free until all of us are free.
Preach. Did you quote that?
I'm okay.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry.
Okay. I'm using your own words.
Not my words.
But yeah, that's my corner. I just felt that it needed to be said because I know I've seen it. People are just not here for it, but you can't be an ally and the supportive of non-extremism and say anybody but Joe at this point. I would love our country to be a party of multiple political affiliations. But unfortunately, we only depend on 2 in our country. And I'm going to go with the one that's not trying to get me to move out of this country or kill me, one or the other. Even though Spain would be a lot of fun. We can take like weekend trips to Ibiza. I like that.
I like that too.
Oh, well, fuck it. Let's go. No, I'm just playing. Well, that's my corner this week, my friends. We hope you enjoyed this pod. Wasn't as funny as the last one because, that adventure was crazy in Fort Lauderdale. Just crazy.
It was.
Thank you for those people who have commented. I've seen things like, wow, y'all had one hell of a time.
I mean, it was still fine. Just things happened.
Your core memories.
Yes.
I will never forget the water splashing on the battery under the car. I could hear it still. Well, that'll do it for this week. Do you have any last words?
My last words are just to once again treat everyone with kindness. The world could use a lot more of it, a lot more patience, a lot more understanding.
Patience.
Yeah, that's it. Just treat people with kindness. Treat yourself with kindness as well.
Everybody should get free 5 sessions of therapy.
I mean, they should. That should be a law.
I mean, I think that would give you some kind of clarity. Not perfect, but jeez. My last words for this week are I want to go on vacation again. I really do. But no, my last words is so I've recently started listening to this person on Spotify. His name is Mora. He is from Puerto Rico. He's a rapper and a reggaetonero. He's been on a lot of songs with Bad Bunny, baby. And I kind of blew him off. I didn't really ever look into him. But I went back to the last couple of days and he's grown on me. So, if you like a little reggaeton with some house Latin fusion, which is not something I thought I'd like, go listen to him. Even if you don't speak Spanish, I think you'll get into it.
Cool. I'll check him out.
It's my last word. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. What you want me to do about it? Did I do that right?
I mean, you did.
Oh, that's another Nene Leakes quote. I really like Nene Leakes, if you don't know. Well, we're going to wrap this bad boy up. Get you a Bud Light. And then go follow us on social.
Yes, you can follow us on Instagram at Moss_podcast.
Or follow us on Twitter and TikTok. It's Moss_podcast 22.
You can drop us a line at mannyandsean@gmail.com. That's MANNYANDSHAWN@gmail.
You can drop us a what?
A line.
Okay.
Did that make you laugh or something?
Yeah.
You never heard drop a line?
Well, anyways, we got a YouTube. And if you're listening to us on Spotify, you can also listen to us on YouTube, or you can check out our amazing content that we're doing here and there. We have lots of shorts. We have the videos of the flood. We have Janet Jackson. We have our trailer. We created a trailer so you can see our faces. Got my hair did and everything. It's youtube.com/the @Mas MAS podcast. So that's going to do it for us, y'all. We're also working on a Virgin Voyages video series.
Yes.
Three volumes.
3 videos.
3 volumes. You should expect it in the next month or so. I don't know. It makes it sound really cool.
Okay.
Volume. Like volume 1.
Okay.
Anyways, that's coming to our YouTube very, very soon, in a month or so. Don't forget to follow our podcast on your favorite streaming platform or subscribe to us on YouTube. You'll receive those ding dings when our podcast drops.
Yeah.
Search us as Manny and Shawn, Manny and SHAWN. Thank you, sir.
I'm sorry. I thought you were done talking.
Read the line, sweetie. Read the line.
And don't forget to write us a review and rate us on those platforms to help our pod grow.
Sweet. And as we say here on the Mas podcast,
do something good for yourself.
Then do something good for someone else.
Be kind.
Be kind. As that gentleman in Denver that made those benches for the bus stops. Go back and find that podcast. I talked all about it there. He wrote the word be kind. Just fucking be kind.
It doesn't cost anything to be kind.
It don't cost anything. If you want to go out back in your house and hate everybody, that's fine.
It's fine.
But in the outside world, just be kind, loving, and I'm sure the people that you may hate, if you treat them with respect, will treat you with that same respect back.
Amen.
And I'm going to step off my soapbox here and wish y'all a great rest of the week. Thank you for your continued listening. We hope you'll continue listening. This is episode 33.
Yes.
Wow. Anyways, have a great week. Have a great day. Have a beautiful night whenever you listen to us.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you guys next week.
Be well.
Bye.
Baby, bye, bye, bye. Bye, bye.
Okay.